I've been back from Mongolia now for nearly a month and had time to think about the trip. We achieved what we went to find, and that was just the rut. And we saw that at close quarters. It was really interesting. And we saw a large number of moose, probably about 30 in all. I think the area could support many, many more moose than it does, and roe deer and red deer. I'm not sure that the strictly protected area is being as strictly protected as it might be. And there's definitely fishing and shooting going on there. But that's probably why we didn't see so many moose as we did last time, when there were thousands of mosquitoes and no people went there, so of course the moose were undisturbed. But there we are. The animals are the ones we saw are very good, healthy animals, and there are reports of twins and so on, so which is an indication that there's plenty of food. The steppe itself, as we travelled across it, is very frightening because so much is being done to diminish the steppe from its wild, natural self. I mean, it has been untouched apart from nomads for hundreds of years and thousands of years probably. But now the government is renting out over 500,000 hectares to the Korean government to grow wheat. The Chinese are making oil fields, which seem to have spread in the last 2 years, and that's causing great dust clouds, which you can see from miles and miles away. On top of that, the Chinese are growing wheat as well. That we saw that 2 years ago. And of course, some areas of the steppe are overgrazed by the nomads. So really, they're chipping away at this vast area. One wonders what the result will be. And certainly cutting hay. I mean, as far as the horizon, you can see hay bales everywhere, these great big roller ones. Well, of course, that's the steppe, when the grass is a natural length. It provides cover for rodents, many, many different types of rodents, which is feed for the raptors. If they're gone, the raptors will go as well, and it's just the beginning of the end, really. Apart from digging up plants for medicine, that's another thing which is, gradually destroying the steppe. And I do worry about it. However, I have seen it, and I will certainly report all that when I go to the Canadian meeting next year in Manitoba of the Moose Foundation. So this is probably the last video diary I'll do now until I'm preparing to go to Canada next year. That's going to be fascinating, and I shall learn an enormous amount, I'm sure. Whether I go back to Mongolia again, I really don't know. Perhaps in a year or two's time, to go to the north and find the Usurian moose. I have been to the north before. It's very beautiful. It's rather like Canada, actually, that area. But when I was there before, I wasn't looking for moose, and I didn't see moose. But if I went again, I would be looking for moose. So if you've been interested in my blog and you'd like to read more about the last 100 years' history of Mongolia, do buy a book called The Lost Country by Jasper Becker. It's very interesting, and it gives you a great insight into what the Mongols have suffered at the hands of cruel the Chinese and so on, and the Russians too, over their history, but the Russians more recently. And you will find it very interesting, I'm sure. Thank you for watching my blog, and keep thinking about it, because I will be adding to it next year. Bye for now.